Undisputed. We are live from LA. I'm Jenny Taft here with Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp. Good morning, guys.
Good morning, good morning.
We got a showdown at Staples tonight. We got LeBron and AD and Westbrook against those G League Rockets for the second time in 3 nights. Man, the Lakers play a tough schedule. How did LeBron arrange this? I don't know.
Can I ask you a question? Are any other team going to play the Rockets?
The G Leaguers?
Yeah.
I don't
what
know.
About the Nets? Are they going to play?
I think the Lakers get to play them like 17 times this year.
I think they play them like 4 times.
The G Leaguers? I don't know if they're going to take offense
trying to minimize it. They want GOAT to do great things tonight.
Oh, great.
Okay, so that is tonight. But we start the show by discussing what happened last night. Despite never clicking in all cylinders, the Chiefs held off the Giants to win 20-17 last night to improve to 4-4 on the year. Patrick Mahomes still doesn't look quite right, going from top 3 in QBR every season since winning MVP in 2018 to now ranking 12th in the league following a QBR of 7-19 in his past 2 games. I had to check those numbers. And after the game, Mahomes said, quote, "I think we're going to snap out of it and find a way to start executing. And when we do, we will be a tough offense to stop." But this is the question. Shannon, what is wrong right now, Patrick Mahomes?
Right now, Skip, he's pressing a little bit, and things are not going well. If you look at the first drive, Skip, they script it. You go right down the field because you have an idea what the defense is going to do. You script the first 15 plays. You hear that a lot, and a lot of teams have success. They methodically go right down the field, and then you're right on cue. You know, turnovers, we watched the Cowboys. We watched Tavon Diggs, Skip, get turnover after turnover week after week. And then we see Patrick Mahomes seemingly turn the ball over week after week. I mean, how unlucky must you be? I thought Josh Gordon could have caught the ball. It seems like
you're kidding.
It seems like, well, you just said Baker Mayfield, the passes that Jarvis could have caught.
That jump bullet?
But let me ask you a question. But how unlucky must you get? A jump bullet hits your guy in the helmet and pops up in there.
I know, but it goes right through Josh Gordon's hands because I don't think Shannon Sharp could have caught that ball.
Yeah, I think I would have. I mean, if somebody throwing something on the field, I'm thinking
he jumps over 2 defenders and throws a rocket right through your hands and then hits McKinnon right in the head.
Yeah, so how unlucky must you be for the ball to hit McKinnon? How many times have you seen a ball hit your player in the head, pops up in the air, and it goes for an interception?
I don't know. It seems to happen about 50-50. When it pops up in the air in the end zone, there are so many defenders.
Yes, but how many times is it hitting your player in the head? Yes, when the ball caroms up like that, Skip, and it hangs up in there that long, absolutely. But I think the thing is, Skip, also, Andy and Eric Bieniemy are not doing him a great favor. Skip, they run the ball down the field. 6 straight, they hand the ball off. Run it down the field. 4 touchdowns. Come back out the next possession, and they throw 4 passes, and they have to punt the football. That's the problem. And the defense are saying, since Tampa lined up in shell coverage with the 2 deep safeties, every defense they've seen since has been that. Now, what teams try to do normally, Skip, we're going to try to disguise it. We're going to make it look like cover 2, and we're going to play single high safety. We're going to make it look like 2, we're going to play quarters, or we're going to play 5, we're going to play 6.
Yeah.
No. Not when they see them. Skip, the safeties are lined up deep. It's cover 2. We dare you to run it. Skip, on the last play that Mahomes got sacked, they got 6-man box with a nickel corner. And they're trying to pass it. Skip, we understand that the Chiefs are a vertical team. But, Skip, when you're in the 5-yard line, where the hell are you going to go? You going to run verticals up in the stands?
Yep.
So the windows are really small. Run the football, Andy. Run the football, EB.
It's not who he is and has never been.
Well, until you run the football
I agree.
and force them to drop that safety down, it's going to be a grind. Because everybody's playing you this way. They've seen Tampa have success doing it like that. And your offensive line, Skip, teams are still able to generate pressure even though with 4. So now it makes your job even harder because they forcing Mahomes one way or another, and we try to, let's force him to his left. Let's make him try to throw off balance. He got a good throw in last night where he sidearmed that one to Tyreek. But, Skip, when you press like they're pressing right now, Mahomes' offense, Kelsey got frustrated, had a few drops, had a fumble. That's what it just piles up. It adds on. The mere fact that the defense had to be on the field last night with Daniel Jones with a chance to either tie the game or win the game lets you know just how bad the offense is struggling in Kansas City.
Okay, so this young man has been your favorite quarterback this side of Aaron Rodgers. He has been my homeboy on this show since day one.
Yep.
Although we had him in here that first year on the show before his draft.
He got drafted.
And neither of us really knew that's going to happen, right?
So we look at it like his voice like, He sound like he's like 8, 9 years old. He gonna be a quarterback.
8 or 9 years old, and I'd watched him a lot at Texas Tech, but I didn't see this coming. I didn't see an early MVP.
No.
I watched him against my man Baker Mayfield in one of the all-time, it may have been the all-time shootout in Lubbock, and it was just off the charts. And Mahomes' numbers in that game, I forget what he threw
over 700. He had over 800 total yards.
But my team, my Oklahoma Sooners, did win the game ultimately. But I didn't see this coming, and to Andy Reid's credit, he did. But to me, and I'm blaming Andy as much or more than I'm blaming Patrick for this, Patrick Mahomes has now become a parody of himself, a caricature. And it would be comical to me if it weren't becoming so sad, because he's a good kid. He's done good things for the league. He's represented himself well, but he is trying harder and harder to live up to the hype. And the hype is what his coach loved, because his coach went and found him in the draft and traded up to snag him in the draft and said to the NFL world, watch this. The coach loves to be the smartest man in the room. The coach is beloved by the media across the board. He's always been beloved because he's always been so accessible and such a good man, and good-hearted man. And everybody said, didn't he coach your brother?
Yeah, he's offensive coordinator with my brother in Green Bay.
That's right. Okay. So he's beloved around the league, and yet he gets a pass for passing so much because it hurt him in Philadelphia, and he became such a player's coach, and they got soft and they got out of shape, and you know he's almost too nice for his own good. But he also has an ego as big as he is, because it's an ego that needs to constantly tell you, I am a revolutionary offensive genius. So what did we see right out of the box last night when they got it 2nd and goal at the 5 with 8:30 left in the first quarter? Wait, come on. Stop it. Stop it. Okay, now you put Kelsey in the Wildcat, and you snap it straight to Kelsey, and he goes, behind his back to Patrick, who finds nobody open. It was just a bust of a play. Yeah. It didn't fool anybody. And it's hot doggy. It's show offy. It's like, just stop it, Andy. We know you got lots of bells and lots of whistles, and every once in a while they'll pull off some red zone play where you say, okay, that's pretty clever.
Right.
That wasn't very clever to me, and it put Patrick in a bad spot. He had nowhere to throw, nowhere to go.
Because, Skip, look, when the formation like this, even though he did all that, they're going to run what we call Q89, which is a sprint option. If you go back and run this play, Skip, watch what Bradbury does.
Let's see.
Run this play again. Bradbury knows what's coming. Now, he's at the bottom of the screen. Watch how he jumps outside of Tyreek.
Bradbury, one of the best corners in football. He just said, nope, I'm staying. Yep. Okay.
So you do all that, but I know what you're still running. All that razzle, Skip, at the end of the day, it's still cake. You put whipped cream, you put strawberry, you put ice cream. It's still cake. So you did all that. You're still going to run sprint option, and I'm going to jump outside of Tyreek and take it away.
Okay, so to your point, everybody has figured out if we just play 2 deep safety and try to keep him in the pocket and force him try to play safe wide, where you have somebody who can keep him honest. Because if you just let him run with the ball, he can run with the ball.
Take off.
He's not a speed demon, but he's a big kid. He's bigger than you think he is, and he accelerates well for his size. Because what do you think he weighs? 235?
I would say 235,
Okay. And he can gash you with his legs, as he did last year at Tampa. Remember, he had a huge running play at the end that won the game, clinched the game for
And remember in the playoffs, Skip, that year in the Super Bowl, he got Houston and he got Tennessee.
With big runs. So you can't let him loose, and they never let him loose last night. He had a couple of little runs, but not any big ones.
Right.
Okay, so now let's go back to what just happened. So you just wasted that down the second goal.
That's a giveaway.
All right, so now it's 3rd and goal at the 5. And Patrick rolls out, and we just saw the play once. Let's see it one more time. But this is the jump pass. It's just a little out of control. And to your point, he is pressing. He's trying to force the action, and he gets loose a little bit, but then he tries a jump pass, and it's into high traffic. And it's tough. Maybe Josh Gordon snags it, but he hadn't played much football.
Exactly. And it's right there on top of him, Skip. And the thing is, when a guy jumps, Skip, what we call flashing, because his hands jump, you're looking at, like, okay, and now all of a sudden, And that's what happened to Giants. And like you said, he hadn't played a whole lot.
So what have I told you from the start? I never backed off this. This kid is riding the magic carpet, but he is playing on borrowed time because in this league, all the jump passes and the left-handed passes and the no-look passes, they can only take you so far. Because the greatest quarterback ever, and I'm not trying to uplift Brady any more than he needs to be uplifted, but he doesn't do any of that. He just throws it from the pocket. He doesn't run it all, and there are different ways to, so to speak, skin the cat.
Right.
But the best way, the safest way, the one that will endure, the one that has